Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in Jew. I very welcome my friends and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. My second Star Wars video of the day. I don't do very many Star Wars videos, but I'm a big fan and something tells me I'm going to be doing a lot more in the future. Yes, I've got some big news to share. You've already heard it. I'm sure I'm going to be reading out the official kind of report from Lucasfilm themselves that Taika Waititi will be directing a Star Wars movie and co-writing it. And the other writer of that film will be the writer or the co-writer of 1917. So very excited to be letting you know about that. You probably already know it. Just to say, it's been a great May the 4th be with you today, and May the 4th be with you. Not only did I do a great video earlier, well, I enjoyed doing it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I think it's live premiering right now over on YouTube. It won't be by the time you see this video anyway, so there was no point me saying that. But I'm actually been binging the movies all day. So I just finished Revenge of the Sith, and wow, that film emotionally satisfies me in every way. The irrational hate for the prequels is something I will never understand. It's interesting, really, because without that irrational hate, George doesn't sell the franchise to Disney, and maybe it would still be in his hands. Who would know? And maybe if it wasn't for the irrational hate of the prequels, even if Disney did still buy it, I think because of their fear, because of the irrational hate of the prequels, they didn't let him be involved creatively, and I think it would have been more of a partnership if it wasn't for that situation. So as Star Wars proves, hatred breeds hatred. Right, let's talk about this now. So this is the official press release from Lucasfilm themselves. Academy Award winner Taika Waititi to direct and co-write new Star Wars feature film for theatrical release. Oscar nominee Krysty Wilson-Cairns to co-write screenplay with Waititi. They also confirmed Emmy nominee Leslie Headland to write, produce and serve as showrunner for new untitled Star Wars series for Disney+. So we knew about that already, but they're kind of confirming it, which is fun. Academy Award winner Taika Waititi, who recently won Best Adapted Screenplay for Jojo Rabbit and directed the widely acclaimed first season finale episode of The Mandalorian on Disney+, will direct and co-write a new Star Wars feature film for theatrical release. Joining Waititi on the screenplay will be Academy Award nominee Krysty Wilson-Cairns, 1917, Last Night in Soho, who received a BAFTA Award for Outstanding British Film of the Year on the three-time Oscar-winning film 1917. In addition, Emmy-nominated writer Leslie Headland, Russian doll Bachelorette, is currently developing a new untitled Star Wars series for Disney+. Headland will write, executive produce and serve as showrunner for the series, which adds to a growing list of Star Wars stories for Disney's streaming platform, including The Mandalorian, now in post-production on Season 2, and two other previously announced series based on Cassian Andor's life prior to the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and following the adventures of Obi-Wan Kenobi between Star Wars Revenge of the Sith and Star Wars A New Hope, which is the project I think we're all really excited about. So all that's happening. Right. Before I react to Taika Waititi's involvement in Star Wars, I want to talk about Leslie Headland because I think we all reacted to the kind of news that it's going to be an all-female Star Wars TV show. Listen, Bachelorette, Russian dolls, this woman's a genius, right? And I'm sure whatever she's got planned, whatever gender she's representing, right, and whatever political kind of ideology she's representing, at the end of the day, she's really talented. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is getting some very talented people involved. She's making good decisions, right decisions, and I think this is all very, very good for the future of Star Wars. I think they've had a reality check since some of the decisions they made. I think, obviously, the decision to pull out J.J. Abrams out of Last Jedi and put, Rian Johnson in there, and it's not that Rian Johnson made a bad movie, it's just I've always believed that Rian Johnson should have been given a standalone Star Wars movie, a Star Wars story. I think he would have made a great movie. But to get someone to come in and say, do what you want, even though we've already had one chapter already, was a big mistake. So I am looking forward to the future. I know the fandom menace is stirring the pot. I've noticed that Doomcock's calling this a very depressing Star Wars day. Not for me. Today is about what I love and not what I hate. I said that on my other Star Wars May the 4th be with you video as well. There's times to be positive and there's times to kind of talk about things you don't like. Today is a celebration of George Lucas's genius creation. Right. Taika Waititi is a very talented filmmaker. Very talented actor as well, by the way, if you remember him in Green Lantern. But, all right, he didn't play a big part in that film. I thought he was kind of funny in that film. I kind of like the Green Lantern film. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. So, the writer of 1917, and Taika Waititi, I can't even say the man's name properly. I'm sure he'll forgive me. Look, these are very talented people, and this is very exciting. And, I mean, there's a lot of potential. Obviously, the Skywalker saga is done. They've made that absolutely clear. I think they could still do offshoots, in-betweens, like they're doing with the Obi-Wan series. Really glad Ewan's back for that. I didn't want to see another actor. Definitely a great decision, again, by Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, there are issues with Kathleen, but when someone does something right, we mustn't hold it against them. Of the things that we deem that they've done wrong. So she is making some good decisions now, and I applaud those decisions. The mistakes that have happened. We can't go back, and we can't keep on bashing her over the head about them. I suppose it's the mood of the day, really. I'm feeling very, very charitable. Also, just credit her for good decisions. And as I say, Headland, Waititi, the 1917 writer, these are all great decisions. So I'm very, very excited. Ultimately, I do think that Kevin Feige will take over this whole franchise. Lots of people complaining that all these Marvel people getting these jobs. Look, a select few in Hollywood always get the big jobs. It's been happening for the past 50 years. This is what I mean when I say on my videos, it's the same community being fed the honeypot, right? That's the way Hollywood is. But no one can deny Waititi's talent. He's a very funny guy. He's a very talented guy. I thought he did a great job with what he did on The Mandalorian as well. I love For Ragnarok. I think that's such a good film as well. Really entertaining. So I am looking forward to what he and the 1917 writer have got planned. Star Wars movies, a Star Wars future. Hopefully we can get a future where more people are pleased than they're not. But I don't think we're ever going back to an era where we're not in this culture war. Something we're going to have to take on the chin, and if someone's making good decisions and they're making good movies, we should credit them. We haven't seen Taika Waititi's film yet, so we can't judge it. So we need to be fair. That's my opinion about the whole thing. But I want to know what you think about all this. All I'm going to say to you is I'm having a great May the 4th be with you. I'm having a great Star Wars day, and I'm about to watch Solo, and then it'll be Rogue One, then the original trilogy, and then the sequel trilogy. And the final episode of Clone Wars has just hit Disney Plus as well. So I'll be checking it out. Might do a review for you. I'm definitely looking to do more Star Wars videos. So check me out. Subscribe, like, comment down below. And I'll be back with more Star Wars videos, DCEU videos. You name it, I'll be talking about it. See you again soon.